Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Paynet John Nyawara. In today's video, I want to talk about Pageant Heels. If you're a pageant fan, you already know that Miss Universe is the biggest trendsetter when it comes to pageant heels. For the longest time, Miss Universe contestants have graced that stage with Chinese laundry heels, the teaser 2 platforms. And for the longest time, that heel has been a must-have for every pageant queen. This year, however, Miss Universe changed their shoe supplier to Jojo from the Philippines. And to be honest, those shoes looked comfortable, they were lower heeled, and the colors were to die for. So today I want to talk about pageant heels. How do you pick the right pageant heels? What should you look for when buying pageant heels? And how do you use specific pageant heels? Before I talk about the shoes, I would like to make an honorary mention. Last year, during the Miss World Kenya 2022 competition, we had 2 contestants in the bootcamp. I know you only know about the one who made it into the finals and who bagged the first runners-up title. However, we had another contestant, her name is Jacqueline. She made it into the bootcamp, but was unfortunately evicted on the second week of bootcamp. Jacqueline has grown tremendously since she joined the agency in 2020. She has her own NGO that donates school shoes to children in marginalized areas, and she has been running this campaign for the past 2 years. And we are so proud of you, Jackie, if you're watching this. Now, let's get into pageant shoes. If you're a beauty queen and you want to compete internationally, you already know wardrobe is essential, and your shoes say a lot about your personality in bootcamp. I don't know if you guys watch pageants like I watch pageants. Honestly, when you watch Philippines, Thailand, those countries that always appear in the top 10 or top 5, you will never see them in flat shoes, ever. From day 1 of bootcamp all the way to the finals, those queens are always wearing heels. So you're gonna have to invest in proper pageant heels. Today I'm only going to talk about the final night. And the final night, remember, pageantry is not won on that night. However, you have to still prove that you are worthy of that crown on the final night. So let's use Miss Universe and Miss Grand as reference. When you're coming in for your opening number, this is dance. You want a comfortable pair of shoes. You want a pair of shoes that are light, that will allow you to move on your feet, a pair of shoes that you're comfortable to stand on toes in. And so we always recommend a proper strappy heel, but don't let the heel be too high. 4 inches is very, very recommended. Your dance shoes should also have a specific color. So you can either use white, silver, black, brown, nude, or gold. Those are the colors to use when you're doing your opening number. Highly, highly recommended. But don't go for a pair of heels that is this high unless you're very, very comfortable with it. So this is a perfect opening number pair of heels. If you watched Miss Universe on the 14th of January, you definitely saw the Jojo heels. Not so high, very, very comfortable, and with a very thick strap at the front. Very firm grip on your leg, so that when you're dancing, you're not slipping, you're not feeling like the shoe's gonna come off. Make sure your shoe has a good fit. The second pair of shoes that you're gonna need is a comfortable pair of shoes that you can use for your other categories, whether it be national costume or your bikini category. Make sure you have a proper a proper 6-inch pair of heels. It is for this reason that Chinese laundry shoes have been very, very famous in the pageantry industry. They have a very supportive platform and a very high heel. So at the end of the day, when you're doing your bikini walk, you're walking fast, but the shoe has a tight grip. You don't feel like the shoe is about to fall off or the shoe is uncomfortable. So when you're doing your bikini category, always make sure you have a proper stiletto heel, platform heel preferably, 6 inches if you can. If you can go higher, I don't recommend it, but at least a 6-inch, a proper 6-inch pair of heels, that will really do you justice. The colors you're supposed to go for nude colors, brown, something that matches your skin tone so that it doesn't take away from what you're wearing. We want to focus on your body and we want to focus on your bikini. We want to focus on your walk. We don't want to be looking at you and be like, why did she wear those shoes? Yes, so always try and find a pair of heels that is very, very close to your skin tone. These shoes are very good for bootcamp session, whether it be rehearsal or when you're just having bootcamp activities. This pair of shoes is very, very comfortable and you can use it on a daily. You can wear it on a daily basis. It has very, very good grip, a very good platform, very, very comfortable. But when you're doing bikini, get it in a nude. Get it in a nude color. The third pair of heels that you're gonna need is what you're gonna wear for your evening gown. Evening gown category is the most important category in pageantry. National costume is important, but evening gown, remember, this is the gown you get crowned in. This is the picture that we will remember you for an entire year. So you have to make it look good. When you're doing your evening gown category, try and get a sandal pair of heel that has a very, very simple strap. As you can see, this shoe only has a strap here and a strap here. Not too much detail, very clean lines. You can either use a silver or a gold pair of heel. Always recommended, gold or silver. If you can get a nude pair of heels that looks good, then go for it, but it is highly recommended, and even some pageants will tell you to show up in a silver or a gold pair of heels. So always have a pair of silver or gold heels in your collection. Make sure it's a very, very clean line pair of shoes. Again, if you can walk in higher shoes, the better. However, I have seen some contestants participate in the evening gown category with this pair of shoes. I do not recommend it. You need height. You need to look tall and confident. You need to be elongated and beautiful. And I feel like this is the pair of shoe that you need to wear for that. Yes, you can either get it in silver or in gold. This is a very, very good pair of shoes for evening gown. So we have covered the type of shoes for the different categories. How do you shop for pageant shoes? When you're shopping for shoes, I always tell my students, make sure you buy a shoe size that fits you perfectly or a shoe size smaller, either a 0.5 smaller or a whole shoe size smaller. This is the reason why. You see this part? The more you walk, the more it stretches and it will expand. So if you buy a shoe that's your size, if this expands, then you'll start slipping to the front and then you'll find your toes hanging from this end. So make sure you always try and get a shoe size smaller or a 0.5 smaller. For example, this shoe is a 7, this shoe is a 6.5. So if you wear a 7, a pageant heel 7, then ideally buy the 6.5. It will be tight initially, but then eventually it will be a comfortable pair of shoes. The second thing to look out for when buying a pair of heels is the stability. Always try and buy a brand new pair of heels. When you buy a shoe that has been walked in, a second-hand pair of shoes, most of the time you'll find that the person who wore it before probably had maybe they had a different style of walking from yours. So when you get that shoe, it is going to alter your walk. So we always recommend, make sure you buy a brand new pair of shoes so that you customize the shoe to your leg and to your walking style. So when you go to buy a pair of shoes, always make sure you put the shoe on a table, on a flat surface, and check. If the shoe is wobbly, if the shoe looks like it's sitting like this, do not buy that pair of shoes. If the shoe is straight, take that pair of shoes. The second way to test this is put on the shoe and stand on one leg. Put on the shoe and stand on one leg. If you can comfortably stand on one leg on either shoes, then that shoe is for you. Buy that shoe. But if you wear a shoe and you cannot stand on one leg, do not buy the shoe. It is not for you, or it is not comfortable, or it is going to give you problems. Do not buy the shoe. The third thing you need to figure out when you're buying shoes is buy the right shoes. Pageantry is expensive. If you have not been told, let me tell you today, pageantry is expensive. So you have to be intentional about what you're buying. Don't buy a pair of shoes because they look nice if you're not going to use them ever. If you go to a competition and the shoe is not going to serve you, do not buy it. Don't buy shoes just because they look nice. I want to have them in my closet. If you want to compete in a beauty pageant, be intentional about the shoes that you're buying. Buy a pair of shoes that you are going to ultimately use in the competition, whether in the bootcamp or on the final night. Lastly, when it comes to your bootcamp, and I always tell beauty queens this, the competition is not won on the final night. The final night is a confirmation. We are just acknowledging that, oh, she is the girl that we actually wanted. We are confirming that, oh, she's actually the girl who really deserves it. Beauty pageantry is won in bootcamp. And that is why a lot of contestants who you see placing every single year, they don't play in bootcamp. I don't know if you guys remember in 2019, there was a contestant from the Philippines whose luggage had been delayed. And so when they called her downstairs to go get her luggage, the reigning miss walked in and she had to take a photo with the reigning miss. Guess what she was wearing? Tracksuit and sneakers. It is unfortunate, but she was cyberbullied by her own people. By her own people. This didn't come from the rest of the world. Her own people were like, why would you dress like that to go meet a miss? And honestly, and honestly, her luggage had just been delayed. They had to write a public statement apologizing to the people of Philippines for the way she was dressed. So pageantry is not won on the final night. You start winning in bootcamp. I was having a conversation with a former Miss World, and I was asking her why she thought the current Miss World won, Carolina. Why did Carolina win? And she told me that there was not a single day that Carolina did not show up and show out. She was perfect from day one. Hair done, makeup done, wardrobe on set, never wore flats, always participated, always having good conversation, always having good personality, very, very positive. Trust you me, Carolina did not place in any of the fast track challenges. In fact, if you are not following Miss World, you will never have guessed she was in that bootcamp. And then she won. So competition is not won on the final night. Beauty pageantry is won in bootcamp. It is won in bootcamp. You have to show up on the final night, but that is just to confirm that you are the actual winner. So make sure that even as you're shopping for your wardrobe for a bootcamp, for an international competition, your wardrobe is on point. Try as much as you can to also tell a story with your wardrobe. If you look at Miss USA, the current Miss Universe 2022-2023, she talks about how she makes her own clothes, and she uses this platform to help those survivors make a living for themselves. Pageantry is holistic, it's about you. Heels are part of the process. Heels will make you recognizable, but you have to wear the right pair of shoes. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from this video, make sure you share it with an aspiring beauty queen. As I close, I would like to mention that on the 14th of April to the 16th of April, we shall be going to Kisumu. Yes, we are having a pageant bootcamp in the lakeside city. So if you know anyone who wants to compete for a pageant this year, whether it be national pageant, county level, international level, make sure to plug them. Tell them we are having a pageant bootcamp 14th to 16th of April 2023. I will be there. I will be the lead trainer, so do not miss. You do not want to miss. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.